Our access to data about our world is almost endless. And now, when that knowledge can be processed in new supercomputers, scientists can learn to read the code for life itself, to understand everything that lives, and to be able to cure diseases like never before. And it all takes place within a rapidly growing field of research known as data-driven life science. For a long time, researchers like Sweden's Carl Linnaeus, already in the 18th century, struggled to map everything that lives.
Carl Linnaeus set out to describe biological diversity on the planet, but there was a lot left to do, of course, when he passed away. And now, finally, we have the tools to complete his inventory of life on the planet.
With the help of new computer technology, researchers will be able to map entire ecosystems, like this forest grove, for example. Everything that can possibly live here can be discovered if Tom van der Valk can just take a single sample of the soil.
Yes, so now we have collected some soil, so what we will do is we will extract all the DNA that's here in the soil, and then we will exactly be able to say what plants are here in this environment, what animals have passed by here. And for instance, imagine there would be like a brown bear that has passed by, or a moose. They leave their DNA in the environment, for instance through hairs or skin cells.
Life is built up from DNA. Thus, everything that lives drops DNA. Plants when they decompose, animals when they walk through the forest. From fur to saliva to feces, small pieces of genetic code fall to the ground and remain in the soil. Scientists can then pick up those pieces, and with new super-powerful computers, they can search through the world's DNA libraries to find out which animals or plants the DNA belongs to. In this way, scientists can understand the entirety of life, for example, in this forest grove.
I think it's really, really exciting. I think it's a new field that is really coming up now. I really believe in it. I think it has a lot of potential applications for society. So I think it's an exciting time to work on these new methods and also apply them to like real life cases. As you can see, it worked really well. We got a lot of data.
For us researchers in evolution and biodiversity, the data-driven life science program just gives us enormous new opportunities in charting the tree of life and making new discoveries. And it's like having access to an entirely new type of microscope.
But not everything that grows in nature is good. Johan Bengtsson Palme uses supercomputers to discover the unknown world of bacteria around us and inside of us.
It's a little bit like Carl von Linné discovering new species, or Christopher Columbus discovering a new part of the world, although for us, it could be that the part of the world has been inside us all along.
Many bacteria from those continents within us are good. But then there are those that pose one of the largest threats to human health: the antibiotic-resistant ones.
So what we have on this plate is resistant bacteria. These are from a sample that is taken from Slottsskogen in Gothenburg, from one of the dams there.
You heard right. Resistant bacteria are everywhere around us. Antibiotic residues leak into the waters, and new resistant bacteria begin to form. Yuan and his team collect water samples from many different water bodies and then culture bacteria from the samples. The bacteria are exposed to powerful broad-spectrum antibiotics. Those that survive show their dark side and reveal that they carry strong resistance genes. With the help of supercomputers, these resistance genes can be mapped so that scientists can build a warning system for new dangerous bacteria.
I would wish that the research we are doing would help us understand these resistance mechanisms that are in bacteria, so that when we introduce a new type of antibiotic, the resistance wouldn't take the jump into bacteria that make us sick as quickly. And in that way, we would be able to prolong the lifespan of antibiotics and in the long run be healthier.
Sweden is becoming stronger as a research nation in data-driven life science, or DDLS, thanks to Knut and Elise Wallenberg Foundation, which has now allocated nearly 4 billion Swedish kronor to develop the field. Johan Bengtsson-Palme's research on antibiotic resistance belongs to the Cell and Molecular Biology section, where Margit Malabu is the chair of the expert group.
When I talk with my colleagues from other countries, I'm always very proud to present DDLS initiative, which is quite unique, I believe, in terms of investment, but also in terms of focus, which is very clearly between the interface between the life science and data science.
I think I will say something in this morning, but not for me and so better for our.
The entire new DDLS initiative is led from SciLife Lab with Jan Ellenberg as its director. And Jan believes that progress that will really make its mark can come quickly.
So I think 10, 15 years down the road, it can lead to much better understanding of living systems. I think as common people, we say everyday life is unpredictable because things happen and you didn't anticipate them. Being data-driven about life science is going to change that. We will start to be able to predict how human cells work, why they become diseased, why a normal cell turns into a cancer cell. And that also means if we can predict them, we can stop them and change the outcome. And so that will really impact how we deal with problems in living systems like diseases in humans, but also how now increasingly many organisms in our ecosystems have to adapt to climate change. And again, we need to understand what's going on.
In his own field of research, Jan is studying cancer and infertility, where data-driven technology can help him understand what goes right and wrong during cell division.
And so the way biological systems are built from molecular components, there is a lot of beauty in biology. And so that I work on in my own research, there we often observe how cells divide, and that is fantastically beautiful. These are the famous embryonic stem cells.
But now, as head of the project, which includes 11 universities worth of colleges and hundreds of researchers, he also has the opportunity to follow the entire emerging field of research.
Data-driven life science is really one of the most exciting areas of life science and the fastest developing areas, and so it's a exciting job and really also a privilege to see all these young investigators coming to Sweden to do this research at the different sites in Sweden. Amazing young international PIs that are really going to do a lot of new research and technology development in these areas.
I always loved math, my favorite subject in school since like day zero. And I wanted to study math and physics in undergraduate, during my undergraduate time, but I was in all the courses and they were just super dry. It was kind of like just doing proofs for the sake of doing proofs. And I found myself really missing biology. So someone like told me like, oh, you should check out computational biology or bioinformatics. It combines math and biology. And I did, and I've been hooked ever since.
Laura Carroll is using her math and coding skills to research a bacterium. A sneaky one, but also her absolute favorite. Bacillus cereus.
I love this group of organisms because it's just such an intellectual challenge. Every time you think you know something about them, you find a strain that does something totally unexpected and you feel like you have to relearn everything.
The Bacillus cereus family of bacteria exists with hundreds of thousands of variants. It lives in soil, in water, in animals. It can travel through the air and grows in food. Researchers around the world are collecting data on the DNA codes of these bacteria. Laura and her team are now building a database so that when a patient is infected with a variant of Bacillus cereus, the database will reveal which variety it is. This is important because although Bacillus cereus most often only causes stomach illness, some variants can lead to death, especially those variants that carry the genes that code for anthrax.
Cool, we're done. And basically, you just get a little text file that gives you some information about this particular genome. And the notable thing is that this strain has anthrax toxin genes. So stay away from it.
One who has long produced and continues to produce vast amounts of data is malaria researcher Oliver Bilker. He welcomes the fact that computing power is catching up because together he believes tomorrow's progress can now be made even faster.
With data-driven approaches, we will be able to monitor populations of pathogens more effectively and see how antimicrobial resistance or new viruses appear. We will be able to target our experimental work better to the important questions, and we will achieve a quicker turnaround in drug development and vaccine development. It's fantastic.
But not everything is for tomorrow. Data-driven life science is already being used, here at Karolinska, for example, to help cancer patients. Janne Letjö at Karolinska Institutet sees it a bit like he and his team members are developing technology to be able to sit in the control room for a space mission. They will collect and communicate data to rescue patients back to life.
So this is like a mission to Mars. We need to get everything working in this complex process. We need to calculate and put all the data together to give best possible instructions and support to the clinical team that is going to be the astronauts that are getting the patient back to the Earth, healthy and alive.
The fact that developments with medicine, biology, and computers growing together is also evident in meetings like this between Maria Craigno, a research oncologist, and the brand new employee Justin Sebi, who is an expert in AI.
Here we'll have this gene and we have a high dimensional embedding that Every day is like, you will learn something new. I'm sure when I come here every single day, there might be something I don't know. So it's kind of an interesting thing, but at the same time, a bit of struggling as well in the beginning.
Now, Justin's AI expertise will help patients with cancer.
I always been passionate about AI in other applications of AI in other domains, and this particular topic really brings best of the both worlds, I would say. I can really make a change. At the same time, I can do what I like to do. So it's a good opportunity, and I'm really happy to do it.
Advanced AI-driven data analysis is needed as increasingly advanced machines continually extract more information about individual tumors.
What's important to understand is that all those new technologies also generate a lot of data, and this amount of data will soon be too large for a simple doctor brain to handle on its own, and it will require the support from computational scientists and data-driven models to help us to take treatment decisions.
Mutation ADH2 and ADH1, as we saw in the previous patient, and visualizing the location of this seems to be...
But again, not everything is for tomorrow. And even now, like here at Karolinska Hospital, a program developed at SciLife Lab is being used. Data from successful treatments around the world guide doctors in treatment decisions regarding particularly difficult patient cases.
They have ADH1 activating mutation and loss of tumor suppressors, no other context.
I think this gives us an opportunity to really dissect into each individual's tumor specifics and to see if we have targets that we can find drugs for this individual patient. And it's an expanding field, so I think this is going to be very important for the cancer patients in the future.
The overarching vision for the future is that the entire treatment will be both much more precise and faster. That all kinds of biological information about a patient and their tumor will be able to be fed into supercomputers with enormous amounts of data that will then show the absolute best possible treatment.
I feel very excited and optimistic about it. I think that we have lots of opportunities. We have new technologies, new computational possibilities. We can really make a difference in human health and precision medicine.
When biology and medicine are combined with the latest computing power, it is a frontier for new knowledge about what makes us sick, and if we are affected, how we can get healthy again. It is the knowledge of life itself that is growing now, from nature to the lab, through computers, to us.